It was one of those perfect October afternoons in New York, the kind where the air's crisp enough to make you forget the summer's sticky heat. Marcus Freeman, chief of the NYPD's 27th Precinct, was walking his 10-year-old son, Caleb, home from PS 118. These 15-minute strolls through their neighborhood were sacred moments where Marcus shed the weight of his badge and was just dad, listening to Caleb chatter about fractions, recess drama, and his latest obsession with ninja superheroes. Caleb, in his favorite ninja t-shirt, bounced down the school steps, his backpack dwarfing his small frame, a grin flashing the gap where his front tooth had been until yesterday. "Dad, check this out," he said, digging in his pocket to reveal a tiny plastic box. "Miss Carter gave me a tooth holder. She says the tooth fairy gives bonuses for front teeth." Marcus chuckled, ruffling Caleb's curls. "Is that so? Better get that home safe then. Tooth fairies need receipts for the big payouts." They took their usual route through the neighborhood Marcus had patrolled for 15 years, from rookie cop to chief. He knew every bodega owner, every longtime resident, every uneven sidewalk cracker, so he thought. Dressed in a charcoal suit from a morning meeting with the commissioner, he'd locked his badge and gun in his SUV's glove compartment, as always when off-duty around Caleb. "How'd that math test go?" Marcus asked, adjusting his pea coat. "Piece of cake," Caleb replied, hopping over a crack. "I used that finger trick you show me for the nines." Miss Carter was shocked. Marcus smiled, pride swelling. "That's my boy, sharp as your mom." Mentioning Lena, gone 3 years to cancer, still stung like a fresh wound. They turned on a Bedford Street, a block of polished brownstones and trendy shops that hadn't existed when Marcus first walked this beat. The neighborhood had transformativized, realtors called it. Gentrified, said the families priced out. As chief, Marcus fought to preserve the community's history, but market forces were a beast even he couldn't tame. "Dad, can we hit Mr. Lee's for bubble tea?" Caleb tugged his hand, pointing to the corner store run by a Korean family who'd weathered the neighborhood's changes for 30 years. "Sure, bub, but small size. Don't want to ruin dinner." Marcus checked his watch. Tuesdays were his early days, reserved for picking up Caleb himself. As they neared Mr. Lee's, Marcus noticed a woman outside, maybe in her 50s, with bottle blonde hair and a sour expression that screamed chronic discontent. She wore overpriced athleisure, the kind that never saw a gym, and was gesturing wildly in her phone. Marcus barely registered her New York was full of people having public meltdowns. But as he and Caleb passed, he felt it, that prickle every cop, every black man, learns to recognize. Her voice dropped to a hiss. "Hold on, Susan, I've got a situation," she said, hanging up. Marcus tightened his grip on Caleb's hand, his instincts screaming. 15 years on the force, 5 as chief, and a lifetime in America had taught him to spot trouble brewing. "Excuse me, you with the kid?" The voice sliced through Bedford Street's hum like a blade. Marcus knew it was aimed at him before he turned. He'd heard that tone before, self-appointed guardian of their space. Taking a slow breath, he pivoted, keeping Caleb half behind him. "Yes, ma'am, can I help you?" The woman, Diane Palmer, clutched her phone like a shield, eyes flicking between Marcus and Caleb with naked suspicion. "What are you doing with that child?" she demanded, loud enough to slow passing pedestrians. Caleb pressed against Marcus's leg. "I'm walking my son home from school," Marcus said, voice steady, the calm he'd honed in hostage negotiations. Diane stepped closer, eyes narrowing. "I've been watching you since Pine Street. You don't live here. I know everyone on this block." Eli Marcus's family had owned their Lexington Avenue brownstone for 12 years, bought when he made detective to give Caleb a safe place to grow up. But arguing facts with someone this far gone was pointless. "Ma'am, my son and I live a few blocks away. We're heading home. Come on, Caleb, let's go." Diane blocked their path, snapping, "Don't ma'am me. I've lived here 3 years and never seen you. This is a safe neighborhood. We protect each other." 3 years. Marcus almost laughed. He'd patrolled these streets when they were anything but safe, when these brownstones were crumbling tenements. He'd helped build trust between cops and residents, cut crime, made this place livable. But to Diane, his history began with her arrival. "Step aside," he said firmly. You're scaring my son. Caleb's hand trembled in his. At 10, he was old enough to sense the ugliness unfolding, too young to shrug it off. Instead of moving, Diane raised her phone. I'm calling the police. There's a suspicious man with a child who doesn't belong here. And there was a script Marcus knew by heart. His blackness made him a threat. No context needed. Ma'am, he started, but she was already dialing, turning slightly as if he might snatch her phone. 911. What's your emergency? The dispatcher's voice crackled. A crowd gathered, phones out, drawn by the city's love for public drama. Yes, I need police now. Diane's voice pitched higher, feigning panic. There's a large black man with a young boy on Bedford Street near Grove. I don't know him, and he's trying to take the child somewhere. I think he's kidnapping him. Caleb's grip tightened, his voice small. Dad! Marcus crouched to his level. It's okay, buddy. Some people judge what they see, not who we are. This is one of those times. Standing, he faced Diane, composure intact. Ma'am, this is my son, Caleb Freeman, 10 years old, attends PS 118. I'm taking him home. The dispatcher cut in. Can you clarify? Is the child in distress? Marcus spoke loudly. This is Chief Marcus Freeman, 27th Precinct, badge 8547. I'm off duty, walking my son home. This woman is harassing us with false claims. Diane's eyes widened, then hardened. He's lying, she shouted into the phone. He says he's a cop, but he's not in uniform. He could have stolen that badge. The dispatcher, recognizing Marcus, shifted tone. Chief Freeman, is that you? Yes, Rodriguez, it's me. Send a patrol car. We need this handled. Diane's face twisted with fury. He knows our names. He's probably been stalking the police. He's impersonating an officer. The absurdity might have been funny if Caleb weren't watching, his world reshaping with every word. Officer en route, Chief. ETA, 3 minutes. Rodriguez confirmed. Diane hung up, arms crossed, smug as if she'd won. She didn't know the responding officers would know Marcus instantly, that half the precinct had been at Caleb's last birthday, that the commissioner's son played hoops with him. Marcus pulled out his phone, dialing a number he rarely used personally. Mayor's office, a voice answered. Clara, it's Marcus Freeman. Is he free? I need 2 minutes. Diane's smugness faltered as Marcus spoke casually to the mayor's chief of staff. The patrol car's engine growled before it screeched to a stop. Officers Daniel Torres and Sergeant Lisa Wong stepped out. Torres, a former rookie Marcus trained. Wong, whose sergeant badge he'd pinned last year. Everything okay, sir? Wong asked, her professional tone masking instant recognition. Before Marcus could speak, Diane rushed forward. Officers, thank God. This man has a kid that's not his and claims he's a police chief. Arrest him. Torres and Wong exchanged a glance. Ma'am, Torres said, step back and explain what you saw. As Diane spun a tale of Marcus lurking near the school, Marcus knelt to Caleb. You okay, bud? Caleb nodded, eyes on the officers. Are they your friends? Colleagues, Marcus corrected. They'll handle this. Diane's voice grew shrill. He got aggressive when I questioned him. I was protecting our neighborhood. Wong's face stayed neutral. Did the child seem distressed before you approached? Diane hesitated. Well, no, but these predators are clever. The boy doesn't know he's in danger. Ma'am, Wong said, voice icing over. Making false reports to emergency SARE VYCS is a crime in New York. Diane blinked. False? I'm reporting a suspicious person. Torres stepped forward. Ma'am, this is Chief Marcus Freeman, commanding officer of the 27th Precinct. And that's his son, Caleb. Diane's jaw worked silently. Then she doubled down. How do you know? Has he shown ID? Anyone can claim to be police. Wong sighed. Chief, would you mind? Marcus pulled his badge and ID from his coat. Chief Marcus Freeman, 27th Precinct. This is my son, Caleb. We live at 238 Lexington Avenue, 5 blocks away. I've served here 15 years, 5 as chief. Diane squinted at the badge, searching for flaws. Finding none, she pivoted. How was I supposed to know? He's not in uniform. He should identify himself if he doesn't want trouble. The implication that Marcus needed to advertise his job to walk his son home hung heavy. "Ms. Palmer," Wong began. "Diane Palmer," she corrected stiffly. "I live at the Belvedere." "Ms. Palmer, Chief Freeman doesn't have to justify his presence in public, on or off duty. Neither does any citizen." A black SUV with government plates pulled up. Mayor Gregory Ellis stepped out, followed by Clara. The crowd buzzed, recognizing the city's first black mayor. "Chief Freeman," Ellis called, shaking his hand. "Clara, fill me in. You and Caleb okay?" "We're fine, Gregory. Thanks for coming." Ellis turned to Diane, voice deceptively calm. "Ms. Palmer, do you grasp what you've done here? Harassing the chief of police in his own neighborhood while he walks his son home." Diane stammered. "I was being V.Y. Gillant. This neighborhood's changed." "Changed," Ellis repeated. "Chief Freeman's lived here over a decade. He helped turn this area from high crime to high value, safe enough for you to move in 3 years ago." He gestured to the crowd. "Many here know Marcus, have seen his work. What they saw from you today was something else." Diane's voice cracked. "I didn't know. How was I supposed to know?" Marcus spoke quietly. "Some black man who didn't fit your idea of a neighbor. Some threat you decided needed stopping." Caleb's hand slipped into his, grounding him. "I think," Marcus continued, "this is a chance for all of us to question our assumptions and their harm, especially to kids." Diane's eyes flicked to Caleb, a flicker of guilt crossing her face. Ellis cleared his throat. "Sergeant Wong, Officer Torres, you have discretion here. Ms. Palmer made a false report." Wong nodded. "We could charge her under Penal Law 240.50, falsely reporting an incident, a Class A misdemeanor." Diane paled. "Misdemeanor?" "I was trying to help." Marcus looked at Caleb, his wide eyes soaking in every word. The badge in his hand felt he not just law enforcement, but a call to justice with compassion. The crowd's phones recorded, turning a personal clash into a public saga. Marcus crouched to Caleb. "Soon, buddy, we'll go home. But sometimes we gotta see important moments through. Like Mom said, teachable moments don't always come easy." Caleb nodded, echoing Lena's wisdom. "They don't always come when it's convenient." Marcus stood, addressing Wong. "I'd like a private word with Ms. Palmer." Wong nodded, and Ellis distracted Caleb with talk of his lost tooth. Marcus led Diane a few steps away. "Ms. Palmer, you didn't call 911 because you saw something suspicious. You called because you saw a black man with a black child and assumed crime." She opened her mouth, but he raised a hand. "This isn't a debate. It's a chance to understand. My son will carry this moment being treated as a suspect for existing. That shapes a kid's world." Diane's eyes glistened. "I didn't mean to scare him. I thought you didn't think," Marcus cut in gently. "You reacted from biases you may not even see. Those have consequences." He nodded to the officers. "I could press charges, but I want accountability, not punishment. Option 1, we go to court, hire lawyers, and learn nothing. Option 2, restorative justice. You do 20 hours at the Barrow Street Community Center, working with kids from all parts of this neighborhood. You meet families, hear their stories, and you apologize to Caleb, now, publicly." Diane's throat worked. "Community, Sare, VYC? Like a criminal?" "No, like a neighbor who messed up and wants to fix it." She stared past him, then nodded. "No charges." "None. But Caleb deserves your apology." Diane knelt before Caleb, the crowd silent. "Caleb, I made a huge mistake. I judged your dad without knowing him, and I scared you. That was wrong. I'm sorry I ruined your walk home. You deserve to feel safe." Caleb studied her, then nodded. "Mom said to forgive when people are really sorry. Are you?" Diane blinked. "Yes, I am." "Then I forgive you," Caleb said, then, stunningly added, "Want to see my tooth? It's worth $5. Diane laughed, tension breaking as Caleb showed his treasure. Ellis murmured to Marcus, "That's one hell of a kid. Takes after his mom." Marcus replied, chest tight. The crowd dispersed, phones lowering, but Marcus knew this was far from over. By evening, the VY Deo was VY Rel, Chief and Karen trending. Edited clips captured Diane's accusations, Marcus's calm, Ellis's arrival, and Caleb's forgiveness. At home, Marcus kept things light, cooking Caleb's favorite spaghetti, dodging the day's wait unless Caleb brought it up. Later, as Caleb slept, Marcus checked his phone, texts from colleagues, reporters, community members. His sister, Tanya, wrote, "Saw mom's losing it. Says you endangered Caleb. I said you nailed it. Call me." Saw. 3 months later, Marcus stood on Bedford Street, January's chill biting his face. Beside him was Diane, transformed from the woman who'd grabbed his arm. Between them, Mayor Ellis held ceremonial scissors, ready to cut a ribbon across a new storefront. Bedford Street Bridge, a community connection center. The crowd residents, reporters, officials cheered as Ellis declared it open, a partnership between the 27th Precinct and the Barrow Street Community Center. Inside, cozy seats, a library on justice, a coffee bar run by teens, and a board bursting with event flyers promised dialogue across DV-WIDA. Diane had exceeded her 20 hours, volunteering weekly, earning cautious respect. She'd funded the center humbly, insisting on community-led design. She'd even challenged her Belvedere neighbors' biases, sparking tough talks. Caleb, with Marcus's mom, Constance, gave a thumbs up, his smile gapier from another lost tooth. Constance, ever skeptical, had softened slightly, admitting over Christmas that maybe something good came from this mess. Watching Diane greet Cedar Heights families with the same warmth as Belvedere owners, Marcus marveled. Ellis handed him coffee. "Quite a change, huh?" "Educational," Marcus said. Across the room, Caleb and Diane's daughter, Sophie, bonded over ninja books, their friendship a quiet miracle. "Was I right to handle it this way?" Marcus asked Ellis. "No perfect answers," Ellis replied. "But this center, this change, it's rippling. Other precincts want this model. And Caleb? He's got a story of transcending fear, not just levying it." Caleb ran over. "Dad, Sophie says her mom's coming to my science fair. Can I show her my project?" "If Diane's cool with it," Marcus said, ruffling his hair. "Grandma says she's moderately impressed, but watching with history's eyes." Marcus laughed, picturing Constance and the center's director, Evelyn Jones, plotting to keep this place true to its roots. Looking around, kids playing, parents talking, volunteers bustling, Marcus felt hope. The incident had hurt, but it sparked change, not just in policy, but in hearts. Caleb tugged his sleeve. "Dad, would Mom be proud?" Marcus smiled. "She would, buddy. She knew strength is kindness built in small moments." Caleb's eyes shone. "I want to keep helping people understand." "Me too," Marcus whispered. As the sun set, casting gold over Bedford Street, Marcus held that fragile hope. The real badge wasn't on his chest, it was the trust they were building, one act of courage at a time. What do you think? Was Marcus too soft on Diane, or did his choice spark real change? Should he have pressed charges to send a stronger message, or was restorative justice the better path? How would you have handled it? Drop your thoughts below. Hit like if this story got you thinking, and subscribe for more real-life drama that challenges us all.